Well, it's Monday morning, come to the plot to get up to date on what's happening, and despite all the failures, finally got a loop in and it's coming up nicely in this pot, and there is another one hiding in the corner there that looks as though it might be bursting through the soil any time now. And over here, to replace the one that got eaten, I have some watermelon, and I've got 6 healthy looking plants which haven't got their true leaves. This one's just getting its true leaves now, and this one here is also just getting its true leaves, and a little bitty spider there, look. Ben will like that, he likes spiders. And there's another one, and last but not least, number 6 coming up nicely. Good. So they might be a bit late in the season, they'll be going in the greenhouse soon. Going to put these in again today. This is another batch of lettuce. Try and get some rotation on those. We'll go in the greenhouse now and have a look at what's happening in there. Right. Might do one of these now, just let them go to seed. Rudbeckia, so I've given up on Rudbeckia. I'll just get the cosmos in the ground now. A few more carrots popping through. But we've got some cauliflowers coming up now. They got a little way to go yet before I can get them out in the ground. The little baby tomato plants are still coming along well. That one that was just bursting through last week has now got true leaves on it, so something's been in here and had a nibble at that one. And the thing is, I've got slug pellets all over the place, so I can't understand that. Over here, the cucumbers is. These are the ones that are going in the ground today to supplement the ones I put in last week. Some more peas to go in. I've just eaten some peas and they are really fresh and tasty and nice and crispy and yummy. Tomatoes looking a little bit withered. It's probably because I didn't get down here to water them yesterday, but I've given them a good soaking today. They did have a feed on Saturday, so they shouldn't be too bad. We have got fruit on this, but the leaves are looking a little bit iffy. Don't know what to do with them. These ones are virtually dried out, but I've now watered it and hopefully they'll come back. Sunflower ready to go in the garden. Something's been having a nibble. The other sunflower not looking so healthy. It too will go in the garden. These cosmos will definitely have to go out, as will these Godetia. And look at those. I can never remember how to say that. Oh no, these are the, yeah, Mesembri, it is something or other. These are the Harlequin variety. And in there we have got some more lobelia. We'll put them around the pond, give them a little bit of space. They're obviously feeling a little bit root bound now. The corn in here didn't do too well, and nothing here happening. These are my delphiniums. Well, they would be if they actually surfaced, so I think we've had it with those. And these are going in the ground today as well. Okay, we've got some greens for Christmas. Right, I didn't mention before, but I actually put some sage in with the tomatoes. Yeah, actually put in next to the tomato roots, but not all of them have taken. Still plenty of time yet. Somebody was asking about which slug pellets I used. These are called Doff slug pellets. Okay, and there we go, £2.49. So not a bad deal. and they're very effective. Some more beans to go out, and as I say, the cucumbers and the peas are going out today. I'm only here for the morning, so I'll get everything done. As for these babies, well, what do you know? We've had some slug activity, but they've not actually harmed the strawberries. I got a very good crop of strawberries the other day, and they're coming back, heaps and bounds. So we'll have a bit of a harvest today. Look at those down there, beauties. And these are El Santa. Very good. Those are the ones the slugs had before I got the pellets down. Or the snails, sorry. And in here we have got lots and lots of strawberries. Some beauties. So I'm going to put the camera away for a minute and grab a few strawberries before I go and plant the cucumbers. Well, looks like I've got about another 200 grams or so of strawberries here today, but I know I've got loads at home as well, so I'll probably make up another kilo or two. Let's see what we've got in the way of rhubarb. Right, so let's wander up. I've made some fantastic rhubarb stuff over the last few days. Some crumble, rhubarb tart, rhubarb and strawberry sorbet, which is on the go at the moment. Yes, we're definitely going to get some rhubarb off here. Plenty of nice thick stalks there. Look at those beauties. I've had loads of rhubarb this year. Absolutely loads, here and at home. And I've still got loads to go by the look of it. I've got to be careful here. I don't want to catch my fingers on this stuff. Get ripped to shreds. That's bramble all the way through my rhubarb. Look, it's even sticking out the bottom there. I can't wait till I move it. Right, so I'll be harvesting a couple of pounds of rhubarb today by the look of it. Let's go and have a look and see what's coming up in the garden. Well, the cosmos around the pond is certainly looking good. 3-4 heads on that one over there. Plenty of pond skaters. That's a good sign of a healthy pond. Well, my maritato, it's a tomato that I thought was a marigold. Lobelia coming up, Alyssum coming up. This one here was eaten by snails, but it now looks like it's recovering, which is good. The lavender's doing well. This one not quite so well. Again, another one that was knocked back and is coming back through again. We've still got plenty of colour around here. Godetia coming up well there. What I didn't put around the pond was some pansies. I could really do with some, couldn't I? And I did want to get some French marigolds around there, but well, never mind. I did water all my spuds last week, and then we had a nice bit of rain over the weekend. But looking in here, oh, the soil's still quite moist, so I might be in for a harvest this week. I'm looking to take just one bucket of shallots out, so I can feel a spider hanging on my bonnet. There it is. I can see it out the corner of my eye, but I can't quite focus on it. Oh, spiders is spiders. I probably walked into a web somewhere. Yeah, so the soil is still damp. It's not looking too bad. Plenty of growth on the tops here. And as I said last time, lots of flowers. Some have opened and closed now, so they're time to go. Don't those flowers there look fantastic? They're the Sarpomera. They come up with a sort of lavender going on pink type flower with a little yellow centre, and they do look good. There's a big weed popped up in the middle of my potato plot there. I think we'll pull that out. What do you reckon? Can't really have that going, giving me grief, can we? Let's pull him out. Yep, that was going down quite well. That's dead. Right, the ones in the ground still got a fair way to go yet. The marquees, well, I reckon they're going to be ready in about 2 or 3 weeks time, and the Sarpomira August, September. So that'll give me a little bit to go on there. Right, I haven't got my tripod adapter with me, so I hope this will work. I'm just standing this on top of a bucket. This is going to be my first potato reveal this year. I'm going to tip out a bucket of shallots. I'm choosing the one that's got the most growth on the bucket, and it looks like it's second from the end, so bear with me while I go and find it. Oh. Right. This is the one. So. Well, I've got to be honest, I've picked peas today, bigger than most of these potatoes, so we're definitely going to hold off for another couple of weeks, but they do need a good watering, so I think I'm going to give them a soaking today. Put that in a bucket. I'll show you what I got, not much. It's not going to be worth weighing them. There we go, I can't get up now. Stupid me, I came with that one. Oh dear me. Right, let's have a look in the bucket. That's all we got. I'd say there's enough there for a meal with salad for 2 people. But they could do with going a lot longer. I've got to give them another fortnight, and I definitely need to give them more water because that soil was bone dry. There we go, that's my first potato reveal this year. Alright, well, this sunflower recovered and the blooms come out really nice. It's popular with the bees, so that'll keep them coming. The tomato plants are all doing really well. That one in particular is now a good 2 feet high. They all looked a little bit weak and withered last week, but they've come back, so that's a good sign. Lots of weeds in the middle here, so we'll get rid of those today. I'll hoe them out. One sunflower really bit the dust there. Despite that, it did try and come into flower. This one here is developing a flower head, and this one, which I transplanted from home, I'm afraid it wasn't much of a success. Whereas the other one, which hadn't quite flowered, has come along in leaps and bounds. Right, radishes. They've popped through, that's only a week. Spring onions, all looking nice and healthy. My beetroot is coming along well. I did sow some more beetroot seed, which we should now be seeing signs of. Lettuce picking up nicely. And along here we've got more flowers. I'm not sure what I put in there now. I do think it was beetroot. It's plenty of them all the way down here, so I've got to be a bit careful when I take out the weeds because there's lots of actual plants growing. There's a brassica coming through there, so it's a good sign. And there's some bindweed which we don't really want, and it's staying in the ground, can't get it out. Right, there's more bindweed over there. Get rid of that soon. Right, as I say, the spring onions are doing quite well, and over here the beetroots are doing really well. They should be nice, and yeah, there's two twins there. Yeah, I should reckon another couple of weeks and I'll be getting some more beetroot out of the ground. Right, let's look at what we did last week. I covered over them potatoes, but as you can see they've grown well. That little bit of rain has done them the world of good, so I'll be getting those. I actually cleared all the bindweed off my asparagus bed the other day, and look at it, 10 minutes of rain and it all comes back. Right, over here, this is where I'm working today. My first lot of cucumber. There's been something eating them, despite the slug pellets. There's no sign of any corpses around, but there's plenty of pellets there, so they should have been controlling them a little bit. I can't even see any slime, so I'm not sure what's been going there. Could be something airborne that's been having a go. It does look like there's some little eggs on there, so maybe. Right, so I've got another 4 cues going in today. I'm going to do the same thing, going to put some more of that up and park it along here. Make kind of a row, and then I'm going to do another row along here with my brassicas that are in the greenhouse. Bring them outside. It's been quite a wet weekend, but it's a beautiful warm morning. Right, can't stand here chopsing. Got to get on with my work. So we'll be back later. Bye bye for now. Referring to the success of the slug and snail pellets, here there's 3 snails and 1 slug expired, and actually been eaten by ants at the moment. And over here another slug, and there, and 1, 2, 3, 4 snails, a little baby slug and a bigger slug, and another snail there. And this is all since I cleared the last lot out. So it's certainly a lot more snails than slugs coming in here. I wonder if there's any underneath this. Nope, all gone. They're definitely not surviving, so that's a good sign. I don't like things that kill wildlife, but the thing is they're decimating my crops, and one doesn't want one's crops decimated. There's even one hiding in the corner there, so, and that's dry, so I don't know what they're doing. These cues are looking really good. Anyway, back to work. I'm going to go and put these cucumbers out now. Well, I've hoed all the weeds in between the tomatoes and the sunflowers here. They're just laying on the top now to dry out. It's quite warm and sunny, so I should imagine they'll dry out within the next hour or so. Even those ones are dried now. And the other task I started, I now have twice as many cucumber. These are the Burpless variety. I had 4 last week, and I've just added another 4 this week. So a little bit of bloodfish and bone in the mix there, and I'm just going to sprinkle some slug pellets at this end. They're obviously working at that end. There's going to be about a 2 to 3 week difference in fruiting time between these ones and those ones, because of the germination. I had to re-sow because the slugs or snails ate the ones I put in the greenhouse. So I've now got those going anyway. I'm quite happy. So next task now is to get the rest of those lettuce in and go and get my brassicas out of the greenhouse and plant those. Right, so we'll be back when we've done that. I'm in the communal polytunnel here, and I thought I'd just give you a quick look at what's going on. Here we have some of my favourite cucumbers. These are the Burt Plus. I watched these going in a couple of weeks ago, and they're growing all over the place now. Mine are going to be outside, so probably won't develop quite as quickly as these, but they're looking good. They're coming up all over the place, flowers everywhere, and even this plant here, I think this was the last one to go in. That one's got fruit on it now as well, so doing well. I wish my lettuce were doing as well as these. They're coming along fabulously, although my tomatoes are probably a little bit further ahead than those ones. But having said that, there's lots of tomatoes and some with fruit on, so these are going to be doing quite well too. I think they've had their crop of strawberries from here. All the strawberries looking a little bit bare and withered now, so I don't know what variety they had here. I'll get Alsanza, but they do seem to be suffering with a lot of leaf damage in this polytunnel this year. Something's been getting in here and eating everything, and oh dear, let's stand those up for somebody, because it's not nice if everything falls over, is it? Whoops a daisy, it's definitely tangled up there. They need a bit of water. I think I'll do them a favour and pop a drop of water. They're much too big to be in those tiny little pots. Again, everything seems to be growing quite well on this side of the greenhouse. Little fruit popping out there. Not quite sure what that is. I don't know if they've got courgettes there. If they have, there's certainly not enough space for them. More tomatoes here. A little bit crowded, I would say. There's not going to be much chance of the sun getting to the fruit. I personally would have picked a few leaves off, but you know, that's in each to their own. Once again, look at the leaf damage here. Terrible. There's definitely been caterpillars or some sort of insect here. What about these then, eh? Grapes. This was planted, I think, last year, and it's fruiting now. I think this is a dessert variety, so not particularly good for wine, but there's more fruit down there. There's bunches all over the place on this. I do believe they're going to train it all the way across the polytunnel and all the way along the top there, so it's got a way to go yet. But there we go, a quick trip around the polytunnel just to give you an idea of what's happening. That's the strawberries at the other end of the plot. These all belong to the local school, so they come and do their planting in here. And you see somebody's got some courgettes going here, or pumpkins, not sure which. They were the same to me. And some sweet corn. I'm not sure what's quite going to happen with that sweet corn there. It's got about 5 foot above it of clearance. And all these little pots here are all bone dry. I'm not sure anybody's watering them for the children, which is a bit of a shame. So I'll go around and do a little bit of watering now before I crack on with my own plot. Right, that's a few lettuce sown, so I should be doing okay there. I'm going to come and put those cabbages and sprouts in just there, and I've finished the peas, or sorry, I finished the cucumbers as I said, and then I'm going to go and do the peas and the beans, and then a bit of watering, and that's it for today. So bye bye for now.